Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. I'm your host, B, and today we are reacting to Corey saying some of the most crazy, outlandish things about women and women staying in a place. So let's hear Corey and Cam Newton have their exchange back and forth about it, and then we'll come back and break it down.
I'm also a preacher. I do things to give people the light without the Bible in my hand. So that's the difference between me and the average preacher. The average preacher walks around holding the Bible. I make quotes that are Bible-like that I didn't even read out the Bible because I didn't read the Bible all the way through, but I did listen to it on audio. I don't know if is that the same thing if you listen to the audio if you read?
What version?
Whatever version was on that audio. It started out with Adam and Eve. Eve, you a funky bitch. We living in sin because of your ass, goddammit. Eating from the forbidden tree ass. Go ahead.
This ain't blasphemy?
What is blasphemy? What that mean? I heard of it before. I just want to make sure I know what it means.
Okay, so when you take quotes out of the Bible and you turn it in a way that it wasn't intended for it to kind of be.
So how was it intended? I said that just, I'm throwing it back at you.
Yeah.
The Bible is intended for people to read it. Now, my interpretation of the Bible, how can it be wrong? The first lie ever told was when the devil lied to Eve when she was out there in the forest without her man.
He ain't lying.
He was like, hey, come here, bitch, you ever ate from this tree right here? Eve was like, no, we ain't supposed to eat that. And then the devil was like, bitch, eat the motherfucking apple. Then after she ate the apple, she got Adam to eat the apple, and then God kicked him out the garden. This is what happens when your bitch is out there by herself. If your woman is in the street by herself, she is in danger. The devil is gonna get to her and make her do stuff she wouldn't have did if you was with her.
God, if you listen, hell!
If you was with her, the devil would have been like, y'all want this? You'll be, hey man, go on with that bullshit, man. But if your woman in the street without you, the devil can get to her. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is my interpretation of the Bible. That's why God kicked them out the garden, because they ate from the forbidden tree. God was like, God damn, Adam, how you let the bitch eat the apple? You know, Adam was like, you gave me the bitch, what I'm supposed to do with it? So it went bad. Yes. And we started living in sin. We didn't start dying until Eve and Adam both. They ate from the forbidden tree. He was listening to his bitch. You ain't supposed to listen to your bitch extensively. You're supposed to love your woman, but if she talk too much, you gotta cut her off. Every time my woman talking to me, if she say more than 10 words at a time, I'll be like, just wait. God damn it, you're talking to me. You're gonna get me to listen to you. I don't need to listen to you. You throw me a text or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'll read it at my will. That's how it's supposed to go. You ain't supposed to have a long conversation with your woman. I know this sounds like it's crazy because you younger than me, Cam. You younger than me. I don't know how much I got you by.
See, for me, I don't judge.
You don't judge?
No.
Oh, okay, that's cool then.
No. So everything that you got going on, it's my job to ask you the questions. Your job to you can ask me questions too, and we just gonna have a funky ass conversation.
Like I said upstairs when we was first talking, I think you try to be a gentleman. I really think, I think you go out your way to be a gentleman. This is what I think. Okay. I can't say it's a fact, but I think you try to be a gentleman. Do you know in this world that we live in now, that's gonna be held against you? Because you conduct yourself as a gentleman, people will talk to you like you stupid.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the corruption of mankind from the beginning, being in the garden. First of all, to my Hebrew Israelites, I gotta say it. We all know it wasn't an apple. The Bible never says apple, okay? Now that we got that part out of the way, everything else Corey was saying was very true as far as creation, mankind, and women being easier targets, being able to be lied to and manipulated. In this case, the Bible is talking about, you know, the devil and evilness and things like that. But even in everyday life, they say it all the time, women and children are easier targets, right? Women and children can be victimized more so than a man. But what I really want to go in on, y'all, is being without your man, being out in the world without your man, without his protection and his guidance. And once women come more into their maturity and leave the narcissistic ways and teachings of the Western world, you'll get it. You'll understand that because of the woman, that's the beginning of sin, and because of the woman, we all die. Speaking of Eve, this is biblical, right? For all the Christians who believe in the Bible, this is biblical in the text. But let's just talk about everyday life, how Women are told, especially this time of year, there's posts circulating, ladies, be careful, it's getting dark earlier, make sure you keep your doors locked, don't be walking around with your heads in your phone, be vigilant, pay attention. Because if you don't have your man with you, I know especially for me, it's a big difference when I go out in the world without my man versus when I go out with him, especially, and I don't even go out at night without my husband, okay? It's not wise, and I know that I'm weaker, I'm more vulnerable. If someone was gonna attack, would they attack me or my muscular, strong husband, right? It's a no-brainer. So let's dive deeper into women being able to be taken advantage of by any and everyone because they don't want to listen to their man. They're able to be manipulated. Their psyche, their mind is able to be corrupted. Speaking of in the beginning, right, with the Bible, the creation story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, but then again, everyday life and how we are taught that your man's influence, especially the black man, the most hated man on the earth, we are taught that his influence, his wisdom, his guidance is not necessary. We don't need it. He's controlling, and that we can do it all by ourselves. Except when you need some protection, you call 911. Except when there's an emergency, you call the fire department. Except when you need something fixed, you call a handyman. Except when that what's that damn light that come on in everybody's car? When that one light come on in the car, you call a mechanic. But you don't need a man. But most of these entities that you call, there's gonna be a man that come. I remember when I was some of y'all may have heard the story, maybe not, but I was applying for the police department, right? The Detroit Police Department. And I went to orientation, and the senior cops were in there, kind of like talking to us rough, getting us prepared for the police academy. And I would eventually go on to drop out and go to nursing school, right? Because I wasn't about that life. But while we were in orientation, the cop was telling us the story about how he needed backup. And when his backup came, it was female cops. And how that was like the worst thing that they could have did. Like, what am I going to do with two chicks? So not even trying to be funny or sexist, but the strength and the protection of a man is very much needed. But in today's society, they teach us the contrary. And then we wonder why society is in shambles. The black community is at, I want to say, an all-time low, especially for two-parent households. So when he talks about your woman being sort of maybe like under you, so to speak, and the man being there to block and protect, there's certain things that are just not going to happen because my man going to be there with his scruffy beard and that rough, rugged look. People ain't even going to try it because he's there. But they'll be quicker to try it if it's just me and my kids. Hello. So the importance of having a strong black family and a strong black man and us praising that and being thankful to the creator for that, for having someone to protect you, to willing to give their life for you, and have people in today's time to try to take a ish on that like it's nothing. I will never ever get on the black man hatred train, and I get it. I know there's some black men who jumped ship, who've divested, running after snow bunnies, whatever you want to call it, but all in all, black men are marrying black women, and I am going to always support and promote black love and black unity amongst us because, first of all, they not like us. Second of all, who's gonna love us the way we're supposed to love us? Who's gonna understand us, our plight, like we are? So I really love this topic. I love how Corey related it to the beginning, how Eve, the mother of all living, right, was able to be corrupted because her man wasn't around. The serpent, which is an analogy, right, because snakes don't actually talk, just for my people who got a little Bible knowledge, just to go a step deeper, she was able to be corrupted or manipulated because Adam wasn't there. The serpent was wise enough, if you read the Bible, the serpent knew not to come on her with that slick-ish when her husband was around. He waited and got her by herself and got that ego puffed up. And that's what we've seen in today's time. Women thinking that they're on the level of men. They can operate the way a man operates, but receive zero backlash. And everything is just chaotic. But y'all leave me a comment and let me know what you have to say about this scenario that Corey broke up to Cam Newton, and as far as men guiding and being that protective barrier, that buffer to keep any entity really, but anything negative or disrespectful or against that man's household and likings away from his woman. So let me know what y'all have to say about this one. And until the next time, I will catch y'all on the next episode. Peace out.
Yeah, B. Talk your shit.